Have you ever felt a pressure so immense it could shatter steel? Imagine a force not from a machine, but from the jaws of a living creature. A bite so powerful it could pulverize the bones of its victims into dust. Long before humankind, our planet was a realm of titans, a world ruled by creatures whose very existence defies belief. And among these giants, a select few wielded a weapon of terrifying perfection, their bite. Today, we journey back to the Mesozoic Era, not just to witness these magnificent beasts, but to measure the unholy force of their jaws. Forget the slash of a claw or the stomp of a foot. The true measure of terror was the crushing finality of the bite. We are about to rank the 5 most terrifying bites in the age of dinosaurs. Prepare yourself. The echoes of these bone-shattering forces can still be felt across the gulf of 66 million years. Number 5. Spinosaurus, the river devil's grip. Our journey begins not on solid ground, but in the sprawling river systems of Cretaceous North Africa, the hunting ground of a creature more bizarre and terrifying than any land-bound predator. Spinosaurus, the spine lizard, was a semi-aquatic monster, an ambush predator that stretched up to 60 feet in length, longer than the T-Rex itself. But its terror wasn't just in its size or the magnificent, intimidating sail on its back. It was in the nature of its bite. The skull of a Spinosaurus was an evolutionary masterpiece of aquatic hunting. Long, narrow, and filled with dozens of conical, needle-sharp teeth, it resembled the jaws of a modern gharial or crocodile, but on a gargantuan scale. These were not the steak knife teeth of other theropods. No, these were designed for a different kind of kill. They were perfect for piercing the armored scales of giant fish, for holding on to slippery, powerful prey struggling for its life in the murky water. Scientific estimates place the Spinosaurus's bite force at around 4,200 pounds per square inch, psi. While that may seem less than others on our list, consider its application. This wasn't a bite meant to crush bone. It was a high-pressure trap. Once those jaws snapped shut on a prehistoric sawfish or a giant coelacanth, there was no escape. The interlocking teeth, combined with the immense power of its neck and body, meant that prey was held fast, often thrashed violently, and swallowed whole. The terror of the Spinosaurus bite was the cold, inescapable certainty of being caught in a living vice, dragged beneath the water into the silent, suffocating domain of the river devil. It was a specialist's bite, and in its environment, it was peerless. Number 4. Carcharodontosaurus, the shark-toothed butcher. We now travel to the arid landscapes of what is now North Africa to meet a predator whose name alone sends shivers down the spine. Carcharodontosaurus, the shark-toothed lizard. This colossal carnivore rivaled the T-Rex in size, a true apex predator of its time. Its skull, nearly 5.5 feet long, was a nightmare arsenal. But unlike the bone crushers, Carcharodontosaurus was a butcher, and its teeth were its scalpels. Its mouth was lined with 8-inch-long teeth that were flat, blade-like, and serrated like a shark's. They were not designed to pulverize bone. They were designed to slice through flesh with terrifying efficiency. Paleontologists theorized that Carcharodontosaurus hunted some of the largest animals that ever lived, the mighty sauropods. A direct, crushing assault on such a creature would be difficult. Instead, the shark-toothed lizard likely employed a horrifyingly effective strategy: the hit-and-run bite. With an estimated bite force of over 5,300 psi, it would rush in, sink its blade-like teeth deep into the flank of its colossal prey, and tear away a massive chunk of flesh. The goal wasn't a quick kill. The goal was to inflict the catastrophic wound.
The serrated teeth would cause immense tissue damage and unstoppable bleeding. The victim would be left to weaken from shock and the massive loss of vital fluids, while the Carcharodontosaurus followed at a safe distance, waiting patiently for its gargantuan meal to collapse. The terror of this bite was in its cold, calculated cruelty. It was the bite of a living saw, turning prey into a fountain of crimson liquid, a slow and agonizing end delivered by a reptilian butcher.
Number 3. Jiggonottosaurus, the giant southern slasher. From Africa, we cross the ancient ocean to South America, the home of a dinosaur that challenges the very reign of T-Rex in popular imagination. Jiggonottosaurus, the giant southern lizard, was a true monster, stretching over 40 feet long and weighing upwards of 8 tons. It belonged to the same family as Carcharodontosaurus, the Carcharodontosauridae, and it took their signature killing style to an even grander scale. The skull of Jiggonottosaurus was immense but relatively narrow, and like its cousin, it was filled with long, serrated, knife-like teeth. Its hunting strategy was a terrifying spectacle of coordinated carnage. Fossil evidence suggests that Jiggonottosaurus may have hunted in packs, a truly apocalyptic concept for the massive Tyrannosaurs they shared their environment with. Imagine a group of these giants, each wielding a mouthful of blades, converging on the largest land animal of all time, Argentinosaurus. The bite of the Jiggonottosaurus, with an estimated force approaching 8,000 psi, was a devastating weapon. It was a slasher, a shearer. These predators would work together to deliver deep, debilitating bites, tearing through muscle and sinew, severing arteries with each impact. They didn't need to crush the neck of a 90-ton sauropod, they simply needed to bleed it dry. They were the wolves of the Cretaceous, and their bite was the tool that allowed them to bring down prey that was orders of magnitude larger than themselves. The terror of the Jiggonottosaurus bite was the terror of being overwhelmed by a pack of walking slaughterhouses, each bite a deep mortal wound, a coordinated assault of living blades from which there was no escape.
Number 2. Dasptosceros, the frightful bone crusher. Our journey now takes us to North America, late into the Cretaceous period. Here we meet a tyrannosaurid that lived before its more famous cousin, a creature whose name means frightful lizard, Dasptosceros. Smaller than a T-Rex, but still a formidable 30-foot-long predator, Dasptosceros represents a terrifying evolutionary leap in the art of the killer bite. We are now leaving the world of slicers and entering the realm of crushers. The skull of Dasptosceros was massively built, far more robust than the Carcharodontosaurids. Its teeth were not thin blades, but thick, banana-sized daggers, deeply rooted in a powerful jaw. This was a bite designed not just to tear flesh, but to puncture hide, shatter ribs, and inflict devastating trauma. With an estimated bite force of 5,000 to 6,000 psi, Dasptosceros was a walking demolition machine. Fossil evidence, including healed bite marks on the skulls of other Dasptosceros, suggests they engaged in brutal face-biting combat with each other, a testament to the durability of their skulls and the power of their jaws. When hunting, this bite was used to anchor onto prey like the horned Triceratops or the armored Edmontonia. It was a bite that could hold on, a bite that could wrestle, and the bite that could begin the process of breaking bone even before the kill was complete. The terror of the Dasptosceros bite was its brute force. It was the horrifying sound of bone beginning to crack and splinter under immense pressure. The bite of a predator that didn't just want to kill you, it wanted to break you. It was the fearsome precursor to the ultimate prehistoric weapon.
Number 1. Tyrannosaurus Rex, the Tyrant King's Annihilator. We've arrived at the end of our list, and at the pinnacle of prehistoric predatory evolution. There can be only one king. In the final days of the dinosaurs, North America was the domain of a creature whose power has become legendary. Tyrannosaurus Rex, the tyrant lizard king. Everything about the T-Rex was built for one purpose: to deliver the most devastating bite the world has ever seen on land. Its skull was enormous and reinforced, capable of withstanding unimaginable stress. Its teeth were not blades, but monstrous 8-inch-long railroad spikes, thick, conical, and serrated. They were anchored in a jaw so powerful it could generate a bite force that leaves all others in the dust. Conservative estimates start at 8,000 psi, with more recent and complex biomechanical models suggesting a force of over 12,000 psi. But the force alone doesn't tell the whole story. The shape of its teeth concentrated this immense power into smaller points, resulting in a tooth pressure of a mind-boggling 431,000 pounds per square inch. This is the difference between being pushed by a flat hand and being stabbed by a needle. T-Rex didn't slice. It didn't just hold on. It exploded bone. Fossilized Triceratops frills have been found with holes punched clean through them by T-Rex teeth. The fossil record is littered with the pulverized remains of its victims. This was a bite that could shear through the strongest defenses, a bite that could turn a skeleton into a pile of splinters. The terror of the T-Rex bite was absolute finality. It was the sound of an entire animal being catastrophically destroyed in a single moment. It was not just a bite, it was an act of annihilation. The force of a medium-sized elephant falling on you, concentrated into the tips of a dozen bone-splintering spikes. It remains, to this day, the most terrifying bite of any land animal that has ever lived. From the inescapable grip of the Spinosaurus to the bone-obliterating power of the Tyrant King, the jaws of these ancient predators were nature's ultimate weapons. They were the forces that shaped an entire era, a reminder of a time when the world was ruled by teeth and terror. What other lost powers of the ancient world remain buried, waiting to be discovered? Join us next time on The Frequency Station as we continue to explore the unknown.